All right, guys, we're here at a pretty deep remodel in town. This a few months ago, I've got some pictures I'll show up. A few months ago, I mean, this was completely, everything was still in here. Sheetrock, all the works, floor, everything. Tore all the floor up. Had to take out this entire wall back here because it was completely rotten from 3 foot up from the ground. So what we've done is we had some sort of a block foundation here. So we formed up all the way around, poured a footer all the way around this whole entire section here on the corner, everything. Poured us a footer across that side over there. Filled the block in over there that it was originally sitting on, or on the whole foundation. And we've got a footer along here. So we put our seal plates down, our foam, or put our foam and our, what was that? What's that called? Barrier, the moisture barrier, whatever. And we framed this up. What we'd originally done was right here all the way across. We had temporary supports holding up this entire wall from the top plate to the ground. And we built a half wall, or a knee wall, all the way across. And that was like a temporary support. But what we've got here now is I took out pretty much individually every stud, old stud, reframed these windows, headers, everything. 16 centers from that corner all the way across here. This is gonna be our kitchen window. It's not, the sill isn't there. It's the right width, but the sill isn't there yet. And then we've got, I believe this is gonna be bedroom 2. We're gonna have bedroom 1 in the corner over here. Mud room slash little office space area. Bathroom on this side, we haven't got to that much yet. Living quarters, and I'm standing in the kitchen. Of course, we've got our drain coming here, feet over. Vanity's gonna be sitting about right here. And then over here in this area, we've got laundry room, washer, dryer, or vice versa. It might be a stacked. And I gotta dig all this up right here. I'm putting a treated plate across that side level here and across that block wall. And then we'll continue our joist on across just the way they're going. We've got some temporary supports. Of course, it's sagging here really bad. So we've got to level this here, top plate out, and get it ready for a wall, but it's coming right along. I mean, these are very straight. You can probably see. I mean, they're slick, but basically what we've done, we got a 4x6 post. We got piers every 6 feet all the way down on 3 layers of posts. And we've got just a 2x6 joist. We got every 6 foot, we've got post, and they're just double lap 16s here. Our sheeting, of course, is going to be running lengthways. But I'm going to work on the joist over here. The guys are doing some blocking in between the joists, and we'll do a little time lapse to see what we can do. What we're doing now is we've got our band going across the block, coming back across our footer, and that's going to act as our band for our joist to go in between here. Of course, this is the washing room and the dryer. We're just using Tapcons to tap into this footer on both sides. And we'll put the joists in. Now that that's done, floor is pretty much completely done in this place. We're gonna have to do a little bit of different right here because we have a whole slab across from this exterior door to this panel wall. We're gonna have to do a little bit of something different over there. Not sure what we're gonna do yet. But now we gotta tackle this wall because when they remodeled last, of course, you can see this right here is like the original wall. And I would assume at some point the whole siding and everything was replaced, and the whole wall, you know, needs some attention. So what we've got here, not a single header across that whole thing. Not a single continuous stud except for the corner and the T-stud right there separating the wall. So we got to take this stud, and that stud out, find our window openings, and we're going to do a double stud here, jack and king, and a 2x6 header across the whole entire thing. And of course put our cripple studs in. That'll get this wall good to go. As far as these go, they're actually pretty solid. Of course, they're on whatever random centers they wanted to have back in the day. But floor looks good. Got our blocking in here all the way full length, and we'll see what we can do to address this wall. Now we've got our windows taken out. So now, like I said, we're gonna have a big header all the way across. King stud, jack stud, king stud, jack stud, lay it off on one sill, basically, and then cut in between and do a double stud here and a double stud here, all the way to the header. So it should be pretty load supporting, and we'll have a bunch of continuous studs all the way up, so we should be pretty solid after that. But let's see. Now what we're gonna have to do, we've got a kind of a temporary, we got a temporary support. But what we've got here, you can see it, we've got a bow. Pretty bad, obviously. There's nothing here holding this. So we're gonna pull us a string line from one corner to the next. It's probably gonna be straight rather than level, but if we was to get that level, then it's probably not going to look right because the rest of the house isn't level. So we're going to pull our string lines, go ahead and put in king stud and a king stud, get our header in there. Then after we get our header in there, we can cut 2 jack studs to put here and here and jack it up with the actual bottle jack, put the jack studs in, and then that way we have our window openings and we can actually start framing our sills and connecting it to our header, and then we should be good. So what we got, I made us 2 T's. This is 100% is 9.5 inches because we got cut an 8-inch block plus an 1.5 inch piece. We screwed it to our rafter. We know is level, pretty level. Done the same thing on that side, so we know that this string line that we pulled is exactly the same across the whole board. It really didn't matter if it was very level, but I can't really see it that good. I think it's pretty level though. So we'll know what to measure off of when we're putting in our jack studs, because obviously we're pretty dang low right here. So now we can take our 2 outer studs, replace them with the king studs that we need, and then put our header in, and like I said earlier, and now we have a good baseline to go off of to make sure that this wall is straight. So what we done is, I don't know what I was thinking, but we can't put the dang jack in our post in the way of the opening, because we were going to do 1 full header. But what I want to do, I was trying to do 1 full header because we only had 3 inches of space in between each window, and we can only have 1 full header doing it that way because you got to have a king stud and a jack stud on both sides to carry the weight of 3 separate headers. So what we're doing now is we're doing that. We're going to have to move the end of the window over a little bit, but what we're going to be able to do is, we've got our jack and our king stud already screwed together. I've measured it down to cover the width of our header. I've laid it out, so all we got to do is put this in, and we can go ahead and put 1 small header in, and then we can sister a jack stud to the left side of this and move our jack over, jack it up, get it level, and then put our small header in for that one, and do it 3 times instead of doing 1 full span. So we're not total stick in the mud. I don't know why that skid thought process, but I'm gonna cut this off. We got it pretty straight now. Show you what I was meaning on our little string line here. What our point of level is this here beam, or rafter rather. So right here, you can see kind of, we got 9.5 exactly, right here. And what we've done is just we jack it up, we get it to where our tape measure will read 9.5. You can kind of see it right there, 9.5. And the same thing over here, 9.5. So now we know 100% that this right here is straight, and that's why you got to take advantage of string lines when you can, because you know that 100% is straight. So we can actually go ahead and take our T's down, take our string line off, and we know that this right here is going to be straight. All we got left is do our king and jack stud on that corner right here, and a jack stud right there. Then we can put our headers in, and then we don't really have a seal height, like an exact seal height yet. We're just going to do our header height and then measure down what our window opening is, and that'll be our seal. All right, we got our windows framed out, triple header across the whole thing. All of our jack studs, cripple studs are fine now. We just done our header all the way to the top plate because we wanted our windows as high as we could get them. But they're still about the same seal height as they was, so we're not changing that much. So all we got to do now, we got to put 1 more joist in across right here and put some blocking in underneath this wall and a block, so when our sheeting sits across here, it's got something to sit on when it gets to the wall. After that, we do that blocking there, put our joist in. We got a little bit of blocking to do when we do the sheeting, but other than that, the floor in this area completely done. And then we can move on to this floor. They had the joist, of course, running this way. We're still going to do that, but they had like rips and 2x4s over here and put on top of the concrete. We're just going to use the top of the concrete. We're going to kind of grind it off, make it nice and pretty. Put us a band right here, band right here, band here, and here, all the way across, and then joist across, because our plumbing's going to be running this way, so it'll be a little easier for us that way. That's our toilet location. Shower drain is going to be here-ish, and we're going to have a vanity on the other side. I'm going to build a little wall that comes out right here and goes up, and put the drain of the sink right there, so it'll go through the floor. But it's coming along pretty good. We got some blocking to do that joist, and we'll be ready to go.